video, and this is the first time I'm recording to my iCloud because Zoom gives you an option where you can record the class, and then I can email everybody a replay because there's a lot of people who signed up who are just not able to make it. And before we start this presentation, what I need to know from you, and I see a few more people joining in. What I need to know from you in the chat box is let us know what is that you're struggling with in your health. What do you need help with? So I know how to personalize this presentation to you. So I know some of you who are here, you need help with arthritis, and there's other people who need help with Hashimoto's. We do have different pages available for information how we help people with different specific cases. So for example, we had a client who had Hashimoto's. In 2 weeks, all her symptoms were gone. She had joint pain, she had fatigue, and her symptoms were just gone within 2 weeks, and they have stayed gone. And then we also had clients who were taking thyroid medications for 10 years. And when we worked together for 6 weeks, they were able to fully heal their thyroid, where their doctor told them that they no longer need to take thyroid medication. So there's a lot of different cases and people that we help with. But what I need to know from you is if you introduce yourself in the chat box, but you also let us know what is that you need help with so we can help you answer your questions or help you understand more about how we can help, okay? And so let me share my slides. We're going to start with the presentation, and I want it to be interactive. And as everybody, if more people are joining in, later in the class, we're just gonna keep going because we have 1 hour for this presentation, but I also want to answer your questions at the end. So if you have any specific questions for me, feel free to answer that at the end. And I'm gonna introduce myself, those of you who don't know who I am, but I do know a lot of people who registered for this workshop. They are familiar with us, with my sister and I, but I'm still gonna give you a little introduction so you can learn more about us and how we can help. So let me share my screen. And of course, as the questions are coming up, what you can do is you can actually put your questions in the chat box and then we'll address them at the end. But what I'm gonna do in this class is I'm gonna shift your perspective on a couple different things that you might not be realizing through your healing journey. But in addition to that, is everybody who signed up for this workshop, we will send you an email with a replay as well as the replay from the previous class. So we did have a live workshop a month ago, and it was all about the supplements and which supplements are sabotaging your health that we've seen with our clients that we worked with that were actually overdosing on supplements, and which 3 supplements we only recommend. So this is a good workshop that we did a month ago. And everybody who signed up, you're going to get a replay, but make sure that you check your spam folder because the emails are still going to spam since we automate them. So if you do not get the email with a replay by the end of today, then check your spam folder. In addition to that, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to offer everybody who signed up a free consultation. And this is for new clients. For new clients who haven't worked with us yet. And we're going to talk about that later, but that's going to be available only for 24 hours after this workshop. And we do text you the link to book the consult. So if you have text messages enabled or disabled, make sure that you enable them, okay? So otherwise you can't get the text messages. So before we started, I do want you to all introduce yourself and let us know what you need help with. And if you have any questions as we go through this presentation, you can put them in the chat box so we can address them. So most people who are here, it means that you either want to increase your longevity or maybe you want to reverse your disease, whatever your goal is, it's all possible for you, okay? Because my sister and I, we are 38 years old and we've been doing this for over 10 years. And we are twins. We help people with all types of diseases. We had clients who were bald completely, their hair grew. There's just different cases. We had clients with kidney failure, all different cases. So who we are is we are multi-award winning immunology scientists. So I've been working as an immunology scientist since 2010. So that's 15 years. And we've been known for helping people hundreds of people globally become symptom-free, often in just 30 days, without supplements or ongoing treatments or complicated protocols. And we're going to talk more about that. And I have also co-authored dozens of papers in scientific journals since 2010. And this is a picture of me and all the awards. I've received several awards for my research in immunology. So again, it's already been a long time since we've been working in the field of immunology, but also in the field of natural healing too. And also, we recently have been featured in the groundbreaking documentary Legacy Makers, that's airing on all major platforms, streaming platforms. And we were selected from over 7,000 people for a groundbreaking contribution to health and healing. So we're going to be featured in the documentary where you can see us on live TV. And if you want to watch our episode and learn how we're transforming lives, then make sure that you follow our Facebook page where we can share with you how you can watch it. And also, we've helped clients in over 20 countries. We've had clients that we worked with who live in India. We had clients in Indonesia. We had a client in Dominican Republic because her daughter found us, and her mom was struggling with Sjogren's disease, gastritis. She lost a lot of weight due to her illness and joint pain, and she reached out to us so we can help her mom, even though her mom lives in Dominican Republic, even though her mom does not even speak any English, she was still able to get a help and recover. And we do have all the testimonials from our clients, so you might be so. And also we recently became international bestsellers, and you can buy a book on Amazon. I believe it's like $10, but we did not publish the book. We were featured in the book. We were interviewed in the book that became bestsellers. So, you also might be wondering, like, how did we start doing all this and why we're confident with our method? Well, it started 15 years ago. And we were working as immunology scientists in the research lab in Michigan. We were really deep into science. We were peer reviewed. We published a lot of different papers, dozens of research papers, and we were doing everything by the book. And despite the scientific advances, people were still getting sicker. And autoimmune conditions, inflammation was increasing, and there's best treatments out there. And the solutions that people were given is like more medications or supplements or outdated protocols, because a lot of protocols out there, they haven't been updated, and things that worked decades ago no longer work for people. So it's just more outdated things and endless lab tests. And that's why we realized we had to do something. My sister and I, we also had our own health issues. We only lived in the US for 10 years. When we started getting sick, we moved here at 12 years old, and we started getting sick just 10 years living in the US. We started getting acne. You can see this is my picture. And I took this photo with a regular phone. I did not even have an iPhone at the time. That's how long ago that was. But we started having a lot of health issues, and we really got fed up. Actually, continue going to doctors, and they just keep giving you more aggressive treatments. And if you are in this place where they just want to give you more meds, and you can see a lot of doctors only see you for like 2 minutes. Even if you go see, a dermatologist, let's say you're worried about your skin, they see you for 2 minutes and that's it. What kind of solution is that? So that's why we realized we wanted to change the way that people are getting treated, but also helping people learn how to recover so they don't have to rely on anything else more. And also our grandfather and our dad's side, and actually our grandmother, she died from stroke. And our grandmother that you see in this picture, this is on our mom's side. We had our own farm in Ukraine. She lived until 89 years old, but she suffered with shingles disease over a decade. And all the medications that she was taking, they were not even helping her with the pain. So she was in daily pain every single day. And we believe that the reason why she lived so long is because she's a warrior. She never gave up, and she was living for us. So she gets to talk to us. She was really just living for us, but she was in so much pain every day, and we couldn't help her. We live in the United States. They don't have any access to any food. We couldn't help our grandparents and our grandfather, by the time he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, he was already throwing up blood, and it was too late to do anything about it. And you can see that diseases, they run in a family. There's a difference between bad things happening and suffering. While we can't prevent bad things happening to us, suffering is always a choice. So my grandfather, he was a survivor also of World War II. He lost his parents and he barely survived himself. And he was the youngest of 6 children. And he was the one who lived the longest. And in spite of everything that he endured, he was always happy. And he always told us that every day, if we wake up, it's a good day. And our dad, I mean, just to talk about our dad, it's like, I don't know how he went through things that he did, because at 35 years old, he had a heart attack, and he doesn't like us talking about that. But he had a heart attack at 35 years old. A mom, that's a picture of us and a mom. We lived in Ukraine in the 500 square foot apartment. This was our apartment. It was one room. It was a brother's bed, and then our bed was here, and our parents' bed was here. That's how we grew up. And a dad, he had a heart attack at 35, and he had a really stressful job, and they got married at 17 years old, and it was 5 of us living in a tiny apartment. And then a dad, was his friend invited a dad to come to Michigan to work as an engineer, and a dad did not speak a word of English. He didn't speak English, and he only had $300 with him that a mom gave him, and he came all by himself. And he was able to learn English in a year. He worked cleaning toilets to try to earn extra money, because he didn't have any savings, and in his 40s. And when we came a year later, we were 12 years old, and our dad could not even buy a Christmas tree. And I didn't know any of this, because again, when you're young, you don't really remember any of the stuff. But we did not have any luck, right? Like, a good thing that happened to our dad is that he was invited to work here. But imagine if he would have said, like, I'm scared to come, I don't speak English, I don't have money, what would happen to us? So we always have opportunities that we pray for, but our life is not going to change unless we do the hard things to take advantage of those opportunities. So nothing came from luck. Even like, to us, it came from hard work and our parents' hard work. And even my sister and I, when we started this program, we were living in a small studio apartment in Nashville. We were sleeping on a mattress. And again, this was like recently. And we were paying $30,000 a year for different coaching programs to create this program, to work with different doctors, to work with different experts. We saved up, we took loans, 80,000 loans to create this program to help people. And we lived in a studio apartment so we can learn from others. So how many of you are willing to, go through 10 years of your education and invest? Like, it's at this point, it's been $500,000 that we have invested into own education to become experts in your own field. And it hasn't been easy journey, but we did this because we want to help people to get their health back. But you cannot help somebody unless you become best at what you do. And so why most treatments fail is because what we learned from working with clients is that healing, it's not about adding more, like more pills, more treatments, more supplements. But we learned that most people, why they fail at healing is because they continue doing more, right? You try more things, you try different supplements, you try different therapies, you try different diets. So it's like you keep adding more and more things. It's really about removing 80% of things that don't serve you and focus on 20% of proven things that are guaranteed to work. So that's what it took us years to figure this out. And we created a structured process that basically activates your body's healing pathways without supplements and without waiting for months or years for results. So we wanted to figure out how can we create a healing process in your body so your body heals itself, but you don't have to continue relying on anything larger. So that's what became the foundation of what we do, a method that we now use to help people over the world become symptom-free, because you don't need to continue relying on external things to maintain your results. So most people, that's a myth number one, is most people think I'm eating healthy, so that can be the problem. And most people think that they need, another lab test or more advanced supplement protocol, but they don't. Because we found a way to heal people without having to do more things. And foods that are marketed as healthy, such as olive oil, this is example I'm using, protein powders cause inflammation and even accelerate cancer growth. And one of the classes I teach in a client program, and we continue adding new education for our clients, we also created new methods to help them heal, because we've gaining more experience helping people, so it's always been updated. Our process and each class has been updated, but one of the classes I've been teaching for our clients, it's what are the healthy things that are eating that are actually fueling the cancer growth. Even healthy foods can be inflammatory, and the food, it's not just about nutrients, it's about immune signaling. So without repairing the immune system, we learn that the full healing cannot happen. So even if oftentimes people eat healthy, but they're not repairing the immune system. I'm gonna give you one example with one of our clients, Diana. She had rheumatoid arthritis, gastroparesis. She couldn't, gastroparesis means that her bowels were not functioning, so she couldn't, go to the bathroom. And joint pain, stiffness, neuropathies, fatigue, IBS, and over 18 months, she went to ER twice, urgent care twice. So her hair fell out, and she had gastric bypass surgery as well. That before that, and she had lower iron. She had to do iron infusions. She saw 14 different doctors, including chiropractors and nutritionists, and she spent over $30,000 before she came to us. And she was bedridden. And the reason why she decided to work with us is because her husband convinced her. She gave up. She gave up on her health. She didn't want to do anything anymore, because she thought, I tried everything I could, nothing worked for me, therefore nothing, I just have to be sick forever. But her husband told her, you don't have, what kind of life do you have if you don't have your health? So actually her husband convinced her to try our program, and after 40 days, we worked with her only for 6 weeks, she was medication free, supplement free, symptom free, her hair regrew, her iron was now normal, and she actually went to travel to Italy with her husband for the anniversary, and she was going to cancel that trip that they booked before she got sick. So she told us that she felt the most energy that she felt in the most year. And this is not just a rare case. This is a typical case. This is the typical result in a program. And obviously nobody's legally allowed to guarantee health outcomes. It's actually not legally allowed, and legally we're supposed to say on our website that you cannot get these results, because that's for legal reasons. But we share our clients' results every day, and I know these are the clients' results that we've had. Okay, so most people think, again, that they need more tests or labs, but we need to focus on regenerating your cells. That's what a program teaches, is how to reset your immune system. And that's when people are actually able to fully recover. And a client, Deb, she's from Canada. She's a nurse. She's a former nurse. She retired, but she had Graves' disease and Hashimoto's. And she said after 6 weeks, we worked together. Every day we work with our clients. She had more energy than she had at 20 years. So there's many cases. But when your cells are sick, you cannot even absorb your nutrients. You can see, I'm giving you this illustration because if you have inflamed cells, no matter how healthy you're eating, no matter how many supplements you're taking, they can't get in, because the cells are health. And we teach you how to regenerate your cells and create healthy cell membranes. So it means your cells become healthy and you're able to absorb more nutrients, and actually the medications work better, and your body is able to respond to things better. Even supplements that people take, they're not even able to absorb them. So we want to focus on repairing your cells so your nutrients can enter, toxins can come out, and also you're able to function better. Your cells are functioning better. So it's all about cellular regeneration that we guide through the process that we guide our clients through, but then we personalize it for each specific case and educate them on it to teach you how to maintain your health long-term, so you don't have to rely on us. It's all about not relying on us for ongoing treatments. You have the tools and knowledge to maintain your health, but we personalize it for you as you go through it. And people often think that, I have to take supplements to heal infections, but this is a client who had infections, And for inflammation marker, actually here it was 362 calprotectin. Is measures inflammation in your digestive system, in your gut, and it went down to less than 16 in just 30 days. And you can see that even your your microbes can heal. So dysbiosis, it means a lot of people have microbial imbalance, and it could come from medications that people take. It can come from the diet that they're eating, like alcohol. A lot of different things can cause microbial imbalance, and a whole even dysbiosis got better and infections cleared up. Just by following a process and learning how to create healthy immune cells and healthy cells in the body, because your immune system is going to clear out all the infections on its own. And even skin diseases, like a lot of people, they get sick before they get diagnosis. But this is a client, Heather, that we worked with. She had hair loss, and her doctors, they never diagnosed her with Hashimoto's, but she had Hashimoto's, and she did not know she had Hashimoto's. So she had low thyroid function for years before she developed lupus. And lupus, it can attack kidneys, it can attack different organs. In her case, it attacked her skin. She could not even take a shower because it was hurting her. The water was hurting her body. That's how inflamed she was. And she was able to heal her skin, but also, most importantly, is to be off meds and supplements, and the hair even started growing back. And so this means that regardless how old you are, you can still get better. So modern healing, what is modern healing journey? Healing doesn't happen in a straight line anymore. People try one thing and they try another, and when it doesn't work, they start to lose hope. And they check reviews, they watch a lot of videos, listen to influencers, but rarely have actual outcomes that they're looking for. And that's what we're here to change that. That's why there's just too much information. There's no clear pathway, because a lot of people combine different things and they create their own program, but they don't really know what's actually like working for them, what's not, because they just combine different things together. And you also notice platforms are full of health trends. They change weekly. You know, one week it's celery juicy, next week it's cold plunges, but your body doesn't need trends. It needs consistency, clarity, and it needs like results, right? Because most people want results, but they also want, the people we work with, they want us to tell them exactly what they need to do and to get a clear guideline, not just guesswork. So that's why people who work with us, they need clear, they're looking for clear program to follow. They're not looking for another protocol. They're looking for something that works. And they find us, they don't just read our content, they actually go through our client results and they see how fast our clients recover. And then they end up reaching out to us for help, like a client, Samantha, who had Lyme disease, and she had all the symptoms, and she tried different diets, and she was working with different doctors for 6 months. And she learned that if you're not getting better in 6 months, it means that your doctor doesn't know how to help you. And again, after 2 weeks, her symptoms started improving dramatically, and by 6 weeks, her pain was gone, and also her hot flushes minimized. So we do help people. A lot of people have also hormonal issues in menopause or perimenopause, because oftentimes when women are in menopause, the symptoms and inflammation increases. So they actually feel more symptomatic. And myth number 2 is, again, people think they need more supplements. And supplements, again, they work like medicine. And that's another class that I taught last week, where you can learn about how a lot of supplements, they came from natural sources too, but they concentrated where you can overdose on it. And it can cause side effects like neuropathies that we've seen with some clients. And watch that class that will email you after this presentation. But supplements, they can mask your symptoms without solving the immune dysfunction, because oftentimes all of these diseases, like infections, autoimmune diseases, is a result of the immune dysfunction. So we want to restore cellular balance, not by stacking more pills and more pills. And then myth number 3 is, most people think if I do more labs, I'll get the answer. But the truth is, tests, they only show you what's happening, but they won't show you how to heal. Even doctors, if they don't have experience reversing diseases, they won't even know how to interpret your labs when you're sick or when you're healing. So we help our clients interpret their blood work to help them make the right choices to continue moving in the right direction. So it's not about doing more, it's about doing the right things. And doing the right things is often about doing less. So people are often shocked, how do we heal our clients without doing more lab tests, without having them take tons of supplements? Is because, again, it's through experience that we gained working with people, and also understanding cellular biology, because a lot of people don't understand how cells function, which I'm going to talk about metabolism next. Okay. Myth number 4 is I need to restrict calories. So the calorie model, it's outdated. Not everything you eat is stored as fat. Some foods that we eat build and repair immune cells, hormones, and cell membranes. So what does this mean? What does this mean? That's metabolism. It's a function of your health. It's not just about your weight. People think, if I have fast metabolism, it means I'm skinny. But people can be skinny and be sick. It's not about your weight. It's about the function of your cells and how fast your body responds to change. So what does this mean? Is that if you're trying to heal from disease and you recover very fast, it means you have a fast metabolism and fast cellular function. So not all food we eat is burned for energy or stored as fat. Some food we eat is used to create hormones, skin cells, hair cells, kidney cells, immune cells. So you can eat 4,000 calories and not gain weight and even heal faster from the disease. So that's where the calorie model is wrong. This approach helps everyone, men, women, 70s, and young adults. So if anybody's telling you that if you have weight issues, if you have inflammation, they tell you that you have to restrict your calories, they're wrong. That's not correct. You do not need to restrict your calories. You need to, again, another class we teach our clients is to understand weight changes in relation to inflammation, because when you have an inflammation in the body, it causes you to retain more water, and also medications can affect that, and your weight can change as you're healing and as inflammation goes away. So we help you understand what happening to your body when you're recovering, but as well as what is, if you're having issues with weight, what's causing that to stay. So that's why your labs can also change. Your labs can change when you're recovering. And if your doctor doesn't have experience in this program or disease reversal, as most doctors don't, they cannot interpret even your lab work correctly. The expertise is medicine, as you know. So what we do is opposite of fasting. People do fasting for temporary relief, but the symptoms come back when they start eating again. And because your cells, they need nutrients to heal. They need the tools to heal. If you're not giving any tools, they can only heal to some extent, but not fully. So that's why people, there's a difference between irritating your body by creating more inflammation, by eating things that are inflammatory, like junk food, that are driving the inflammation in your body, which will create more symptoms, versus no longer irritating your body. Why because people who don't eat, why they feel better during fasting is because they're not irritating their body, which allows the inflammation to come down. But the third step is missing, is we need the tools to create healthy cells. So when you take inflammatory foods away and you're no longer irritating your body, you can feel better, but we need to also repair the damage that's been done from before, damage that was caused by the disease. And the goal is to get your immune system functioning properly. So that's why we use science, because our background is in science. It's a science-based approach that helps you improve your cellular function, but it's all done naturally, holistically, without complicated protocols or supplements. They were personalized for you to help you figure out what are the 80% things you're doing that are not working, and what we need to change and focus on to help you see rapid results. So it's not about doing more, it's actually about doing the right things or doing less. So people can have inflammatory triggers, not realize it. So like we talked about healthy foods that they're eating, even if you don't get symptoms from it, it can keep you sick, because you don't realize that it's keeping you sick. But also start overwhelming your body, because it overwhelms doing tons of supplements that people we've seen overdose on, or doing tons of things, and then you can't really know what actually helping you or not when you're doing too much. and then reprogram your body so it can heal itself. That's what we want to do, because your body heals itself. And then we noticed a trend that people were stuck in a cycle of dependency. So constantly needing new programs, protocols, supplements, or tests just to function, and doctor visits. So with a process, you'll never have to rely on something external. So a diet or doctor or feel normal, and you become an expert of your own health. That's what we want to do, and that's what we teach our clients in a program. You become your own expert, but you also know exactly what to do to stay pain free and inflammation free. And we have a lot of clients who we worked with 5 years ago. They still doing great because they got better and they no longer got sick. So there's different things that we address in the program. What do you have to do to recover? What you need to change, and go through the education, but as well as help you learn what do you do after you're better. Like, do you continue on? What can you tolerate? All these things are addressed based on individual cases. So what I wanted to emphasize is you either healing or you're not. There's nothing in between. We've never seen anybody, doing something in between. You either feeding the disease or inflammation, or you healing the disease. There's really nothing in between. So what I want to do is I want to take your questions. At this point, if you have any questions for us, anything we talked about that you may be doing right now, and you need clarity on that, put your questions in the chat box. Let me see. I don't see any questions coming in, but okay, I see. Mary Ann, hello, Victoria San. I'm struggling too much with Hashimoto's. Yeah, so Hashimoto's, it's an autoimmune disease that destroys the thyroid, but it can also lead to other diseases. So that's why we did have people who were struggling with Hashimoto's, but then they got something else like arthritis. So everything that you're struggling with, we've seen it with other people. So you said that you have Raynaud's. Again, that's also inflammatory condition that we help people as well. And hormonal imbalances, and you're on thyroid medication, and you're 48 years old, and you used to be fit and active woman, but I've been falling apart since my 20s. It's been a long journey. You clearly need help. Yes. So 48 years old, you very young, right? We have people who come to us like 70 years old. Some of them were sick for 6 years. We had a client who was sick since 1997 and still got better. So but I don't know what the question is. The question is, have we helped people with all these conditions? We have. And I think you have your text messaging disabled, but I can email you more information so you can see how we helped other people with your case. But maybe your question is you're not sure if you can get better because you had a long journey. But we've had people who've been sick for 20 years or even longer. They still got better. So you can still improve your health and your symptoms. And even we've seen people reduce the need for thyroid medications, but most importantly is that you stop the progression of autoimmune diseases and heal anything they can still recover. But people don't know how much they can heal until they figure out, what they need to change or optimize. So even if you're on limited income, we do have payment options available for our clients in the US. So that could be an option for you. So I do invite you to book a free consultation. You can, I mean, you should still book a consultation. So usually our consults are $100, but I do invite you to book a consult to learn more about your situation, so I can answer your questions personally. So you can ask me, what are you concerned about? What are your worries? And then we can figure out how we can make it work for you. So I will email this link to you to book a consultation, and that's going to help you at least get clarity on what's going on with your body. So, and then we can figure out how we can make it work for you. Okay. So, but if you have a specific question, then how do you specifically help us know what our body need to heal? Because again, our expertise is So let me put my video on. And let me put my video back on. Where is it? I don't even know where the video is. Maybe I have to stop. Okay, here it is. Okay, let me pin this. But no, actually, no, stop the share. Okay, so that's a great question because we helped hundreds of people at this point recover. And if you go through our Facebook page, you'll see the typical improvements a client see just within 6 weeks of us working together. So we have different programs, 8-week programs, 6 months long program, depending on different cases. And we assign specific instructions to you based on your disease, your symptoms. We review everything and we create a treatment plan. So we create a treatment plan based on the proven process for reversing Raynaud's, Hashimoto's, or hormonal issues. So, and then once we create a treatment plan and we do review all your labs, everything you're currently eating, taking, or avoiding, we tell you exactly what we need to change. And once you start going through the process, we provide feedback daily. So the reason why clients been able to recover fast is because we are with you every day. So every day we look over your shoulder to look at your symptoms, everything you're doing, and we can make adjustments for you, or we can help you isolate anything that's keeping your symptoms active. So we guide you through the process. So it's about implementing a proven process, and then with our help, we personalize it for you. So does this make sense? How do we know specifically what our bodies need? Is because we have experience reversing different types of diseases. And then once you go through the process, we see how your body responds and we make any changes if needed. So basically, we're guiding you through it, but we also personalize it along the way as you go through the recovery. And then we have a client community with other clients for your education to learn how to be healthy long term. So that way you don't have to continue relying on new things and you heal your body. So does this answer your question? Is because it's personalized to you as you go through the process, but also it's proven process that's been proven to help our clients as soon as in just few weeks. So if you see people recovering in few weeks, it means that you can recover in few weeks, or if it takes time for you to recover, then you still know that it's gonna happen, because if people heal rapidly, it means they're responding fast, right? So does this answer your question? Uh, Somewhat. Yeah, so again, because if you haven't gone through the process, people don't know how it works, and we don't know how body works, right? We don't know everything, but you don't need to understand everything to just know what you have to do. So we tell you what you have to do, and you just have to follow it, and then we communicate with you every day to guide you through the process. So that's how clients being able to recover, is because we support you through it, and then we tell you what to do. So, for example, we review what you're currently eating or taking, and we'll tell you specific changes you have to make. It's not about grocery shopping list. We don't give you shopping list. We create a plan. We create a treatment plan. Do this, eat this, how much to eat, give you options to choose from, and then we support you through it. So it's a detailed, specific plan just for you to follow, not like a general guideline. It's a designed specifically for you, but then as you go through it, we look to see what kind of improvements you're seeing and see if we need to change anything, but also answer your questions as you go through the process. So it's basically providing support and guidance through a proven process and personalize it for you as you go through it. So that's what it is. We work with clients one-on-one. Everything is virtual. We have a client community with other clients and education that you get access to. It's a separate community with other people that we're working with, but you get one-on-one help. Yes. How do we know? Because how do we know what our bodies need? We heal people. That's how we know. Like, we recover them. So it's a proven process that we guide you through, and then we personalize for you as you go through it. And we have a separate website with Hashimoto's that I remember I emailed it to you months ago, but I don't know if you've seen that email, because I remember you filled out a form and you said that you need help with Hashimoto's. Anybody else has a question that would like to ask me? or if you have a follow-up question, who does not do well in our programs. Again, that's why we interview our clients for a program, because we don't accept people in a program that we think we can help. Or the only person like we worked with years ago who didn't do well is because he didn't want to follow it. So people who are negative, people who are not good at implementing, and people who just busy with other things, they don't actually pay attention and don't do it. So the only people who don't do well are the ones who are not doing it. These are the people who, because we have clients who join a program right now. We have a business owner who joined the program. She has 5 different businesses. She's always traveling. She lives in Australia, and she's not even doing it. She just joined to get educated, but she's not following it herself because she's always traveling. She's never, checking in with us. So these are the people who don't do well, are the ones who just not implementing, or, but it's rare case. It's rare case. It's like 1% in the whole year. But we don't want a person who joins a program and they're not willing to learn a new way and to try things our way because their way hasn't been working. So a lot of things that we will ask you to do may also go against everything you learned. So you might not even, you might think other doctors tell you, don't eat this because it's bad for you, but we do things opposite, actually. And because it's opposite of what people have been told to do. So again, minimum 10 minutes out of your day, minimum 10 minutes out of your day, but how much time you invest into, working with us, because our clients get unlimited help every day. That's how much you get out of it. So the more you invest, into resources we provide for you, education we provide for you, support we provide, the more you're going to get out of it. So isn't your goal to get better? So that's why if you're focusing on getting better as fast as possible and getting the most you can out of the time we have together, that's going to get you the best outcome. So, but minimum 10 minutes out of your day. But also we had clients who are nurses. They work 13-hour days. We had a client who was 23. She had arthritis. She couldn't get pregnant. She just recently got married and was motivated to work with us because she wanted to have a baby. And in 6 weeks, she became symptom-free. And she had 2 babies after that. And then we had another client who's also a nurse. She works with actually autoimmune patients. Her name is Sheila. We always talk about her. And she had Sjogren's disease and arthritis. She was sick, very sick when we started with her. And she worked 13-hour days. Every day she worked 13 hours. And she was still able to do what she needed to do. And then we had some people who did not even speak English work with us. They were using translator to translate the instructions we were giving them. So that's why it's everybody, we work with all types of people, right? So the more energy you put into it, the more better outcome you're gonna have. But minimum 10 days, and like I said, we've had people who were really busy still recover. It's only if you just decide not to do it, right? And then you have to ask yourself, what are the chances that I'm gonna get better with somebody who's helped hundreds of people recover and who has the results that you want? So then the answer to that is always going to be the chance of you getting better is going to be much greater working with somebody who has the results that you want. And if you're looking for specific results, we can email you our website where you can look through all types of cases and find similar cases to your case. Of course, people are all different and people have different issues, diseases, but you can see different cases. This is encouragement. How much time should be budget per day? Minimum 10 minutes out of your day. But if you're busy, I'm not sure what your schedule looks like, then at least on the weekend you can go through it. Yes. So on the weekend you can go through the education, and then just the education that we provide in the program, that's all to implement, to help you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. So it's really up to you how much time you want to budget in. But like I said, we do work with people's challenges, and help you make the best out of the time we have together. Yeah, so it's that's why some people work a lot, some people don't work, some people have 5 grandchildren. We have a client who's a who has 5 grandchildren. So gastroparesis, yes. So that's why Mariella feel very fatigued, work environment very stressful, tense muscles. So I encourage you to book a call with us. I'm gonna send you a link where you can book a call to get help with that, okay? So you're definitely getting better at some things, no joint pain, I'm doing squats. Yeah, so that's why a lot of these symptoms again can come if your digestion is not working properly. But we did have a client who had gastroparesis and the doctors didn't know why he got it. So gastroparesis, when your gut is not functioning, the muscles are not working, the nerves may not be working, and oftentimes people get constipated where they can't go to the bathroom, the bowels are not moving, they cannot go to the bathroom for weeks even. So they could be there is adjustments we can make for you to help you address that. So anybody else has a question? Carol, do you have a question for me? Hopefully this is a recording on the iCloud, and we're gonna send a replay of this class and the previous class where you can watch, and the one that we did a month ago. And then if anybody would like to schedule a one-on-one consult, we're offering a free consultation for people who signed up to this workshop. And this is for new clients only, the clients who haven't worked with us, just sending this as a reminder to anybody who's going to be watching it as a replay. This is for new clients who would like to speak with me directly one-on-one and to discuss your case further. Belly, so again, we had a client who had muscle loss because muscles can be destroyed due to inflammation as well. And because, again, it could be inflammatory. It could also be if you inactive, medications can cause that as well. And so we had a client who lost a lot of muscle because she was on medications for cancer. She had cancer disease and she lost a lot of muscles due to steroids people can take. So there's a lot of different reasons. If it's inflammatory reason, autoimmune related, all of that gets better. We had a client who had muscle enzymes, actually, no, in her blood work, she had, the markers improved because she actually had inflammation in her muscles. Let me, but I can find it to you. Yeah, so if it's inflammatory related, it can get better. Also depends on the medication. If you have a history of taking certain medications that can cause that, we help you figure out what you need to do to stop the progression or improve your condition. And we did work with a lot of clients who had osteoporosis as well. Osteoporosis, age related. It's age related, medication related. We actually had a client who got osteoporosis after 2 years of being on steroids, and she was only in her 30s. So there's what you can do for it is we work on weight-bearing exercises to straighten your bones, and also specific nutritional program that we provide for you what you need to avoid to stop destroying your bones, and also what you need to eat to improve your bones. So we help people with osteoporosis as well, and osteopenia too that we worked with. Inflammation is the issue for a lot of people. Inflammation causes all types of problems, and even we had clients who had normal labs but they had symptoms. So you don't need to have even diagnosis to learn what you have to do to recover, but we work with people one-on-one to help them address issues, challenges, and make customized program for you. Does this make sense? Because that's why we personalize it based on your specific symptoms or disease. We look at your labs, we look at everything you're currently doing or eating, and based on the experience and proven process for addressing these type of issues, we work with you to guide you through it. Okay, I'm glad it was helpful to you. And what I'm going to encourage everyone is I'm going to send the replay of this class by the end of today. You can watch another class if you want, but also I'm going to send the link with other clients that we worked with so you can look through their specific cases and see how we helped other people with similar to your issues. So you can see what they've said, because our clients, they've gone through the process. They also been in similar situation like you as well, so you can relate to what they shared because they can explain even better because they've gone through the process and they've tried other things as well. Because I myself, I have not tried everything you tried, but our clients have, and you can go through that. And then there's going to be a link to everyone who came to book a consultation who hasn't had a consult with us yet. So if you haven't had a consult, this is opportunity for you to talk with me one-on-one, ask your questions, get clarity on what you need to do, what we're gonna do together to help you heal, and then figure out, what's gonna be best for you, right? Like I said, we have a minimum, right now we have an 8-week program or 6 months program. So we do help you, we talk about it and see what's gonna make sense for you. Okay, so let's see. You're welcome. I'm glad that you came and you asked questions. But definitely we need to work together to help you get transformation, because nothing's gonna change unless we change something, right? So that's why we're here, to help you have that transformation and guide you to make sure that you are seeing improvements. That's why people need help. They oftentimes need support because they can't do it on their own. And especially if you've been eating healthy, you've been doing a lot of things, but you're still having symptoms, you still feel like you're not getting better, and you want to see more improvements, then these are the people we work with, who want to figure out what else they can do to accelerate their healing or optimize the way that their whole body functions. So what we do is we optimize it for you, right? What you're currently taking, we make it better. And we improve things so you can see faster improvements in your health. But we worked with people with Raynaud's and hormonal imbalances. We had clients in menopause who had hot flashes that went away. We had because thyroid disease, it's also a hormonal disease. But the hormones are being destroyed because the immune system is destroying it. So we're focusing on addressing your immune system and creating healthy immune cells so it stops attacking your body and giving enough tools and nutrients to repair the inflammation. And we teach you and educate you on it so you understand how it works. Okay, well, we're gonna finish up this class. Thanks everyone for coming and for joining. What you can also do is share this video with your friends or family members who you think need help, because we're gonna send you the replay of this class. So feel free to share it with anybody who you think needs help. And then we do have a referral program. A lot of our clients actually, some people don't even know that. So that's another way. If you know anyone who needs help and you refer them to us and they end up working with us, we either give you discount in a program, or that's another way you can actually make money. If you know anyone who needs help and they come through your referral, they end up working with us, that could help us change more lives. But also we reward you through sending you a really good referral payment or even discount for your own program. We had some clients who paid for their own program because they sent a few referrals to us. So that's another way how you can help yourself or help other people that you know are struggling. They can check us out and reach out to us. Okay, thanks everyone for joining. It was nice to meet you all, and then we'll connect with you by email soon. Check your junk folder if you don't see an email by the end of today. And you can also send us an email or reach out to us on our Facebook page, Victoria and Oksana, if you have any other questions or concerns. Okay, thanks for joining, and we hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.